Do you reckon that the landscape in movies just simply show the real world? Indeed, the role of landscape in film is to create cinematic space that conveys a sense of time, location, and mood. It could also be motivation, criticism on a certain issue, or transferring messages. Remarkably, landscape also offering meaning to nature and the environment via the act of humans. Due to its unique form and reflection of Japanese social concern, anime could serve as an ideal tool for analyzing the complex landscape of the human-environment connection in this setting. Since anime is a popular Japanese cultural product, it has inspired people to think more about some modern issue. As such, the depiction of an animated landscape are meaningful not simply on an account of seeing things about the world, but crucially our relationship with nature. It would be impossible to discuss about animated landscape without mentioning Hayao Miyazaki, one of the most well-known filmmakers and a co-founder of Studio Ghibli. With love and respect for the environment, Miyazaki typically reflects stunning landscape in every film regardless of the storyline. Unlike Western philosophy, which shows man as apart from nature, Miyazaki conveys the Japanese viewpoint in which people are often a part of it. So, are you curious to know how he's trying to convey those connections within his landscape? The next part of this video, we analyze the human-nature relationship in Miyazaki lens through three characteristics, which is wilderness landscape, apocalyptic landscape, and finally, responsible landscape. First, let's journey to Shishigami Forest of Princess Mononoke, a wilderness landscape where nature rules over mankind. This forest was prompted by a real place on the mysterious Yakushima Island in southern Japan. The place is a sequence of immense and holy landscape of ancient tree inhabited by Kodama spirits and dear God who has superiority over humans. As the scene proceeds, we observe a forest in rich greens and browns with sparkling shafts of light penetrating the peaceful woodland lake. It gives the landscape a voice via rich texture, colors, and shapes. Regardlessly, human characters still see the forest as a scary place that they must avoid. The Tataraba injured workers are an example of how humans see nature as an enemy. Yet, when they go deeper into the forest, they are not in danger, but the beauty of the landscape is portrayed. They even get help from Kodamas and recover after drinking from the pond. Accordingly, Miyazaki has attempted to convey the depth and mystery of the forest friendliness while also explaining the idea that nature is not the enemy if we show them our respect. This majestic landscape can serve as a wake-up message to the greater life system of which humans are a part of. Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, by contrast, represent the apocalyptic landscape where humans dominate nature. Fukai Forest depicts a polluted, post-apocalyptic landscape caused by human intervention. It's a new ecosystem filled with unusual organisms and Amu, a big mutant bug which proves the place. People often avoid Fukai due to the planned release of toxic gases. However, its purpose is just to try cleaning up the pollution caused by humans. Though the city has already been destroyed, the present society continues to degrade nature via wars and excessive technology use. This may be observed when two rival nations attempt to employ huge insects as weapons, resulting in the disruption of Fukai's ecology.
世界をこんな風にしてしまったのでしょう。
Through Nausicaa voice, Miyazaki conveys his outrage at the devastation caused by humans in reality and what happens when we ignore humanity's past mistakes. In fact, the film Toxic Nature recalled Japan's environmental catastrophe in the 1950s when Chisu Corporation released chemical into Japan's Minamata Bay. Moving to My Neighbor Totoro, the film depicts a responsible landscape where people live with nature in harmony. The film is a portrayal of the typical rural scenery known as Satoyama, where Sato people and Yama nature peacefully coexisted. Satoyama landscape have formed a long-standing balance between people and environment, which was influenced by the 1950s post-World War II Japanese landscape. Is an area where people are still surrounded by rural towns, vegetable, forests, and tea rice field. The film starts when the Kusakabe family moved from urban to rural as a desire for healing from nature. The family's garden is close to an old large camphor tree, which is believed to prevent sickness and provide endless sources. The attitude toward nature also adds to the landscape image as seen by the father's gratitude for the tree care of their home. By demonstrating how living with nature provides a healthy lifestyle, Miyazaki has successfully inspired us to be more environmentally responsible and recall the values of living in tune with our lovely nature. Miyazaki's animated landscape not only depict the beauty of nature but also convey an environmental message. Through location, time, and the character emotion, the link between humans and the Japanese natural environment seems to be the most remarkable aspect of his films. So, next time if you're seeing one of his creations, do pay extra attention to the landscape to discover what he's trying to say.